You're about to make a trade. Which you do you listen to? Is it get optioning those options? Or let's do a little research. Learn more at finra.org/tradesmart.
All right, let's get right into it. If you're playing in the C-suite, your next big career move isn't going to pop up on some job board. It just doesn't work that way. You need a completely different playbook. And today, we're going to break down the exact strategy you need to master how to engage with the elite search firms that honestly hold the keys to the kingdom. So you're at the absolute top of your game, but you're thinking about what's next. Here's the challenge, right? At this altitude, the air is pretty thin. Finding that perfect opportunity is a really complex and often hidden process. This isn't about applying for a job. It's about being found and being known by the right people at the right time. And look, this is the fundamental truth you have to get your head around first. The old methods that got you to this point, they're not going to get you to your next one. A C-suite transition, it demands a super targeted, strategic approach. So forget about volume, forget about casting a wide net. Success from here on out is all about precision, relationships, and really understanding the landscape. Okay, so to actually execute that strategy, you first have to know who the players are on the field, because the main insight here is crystal clear. Not all recruiters are created equal. In fact, for an executive, they're really two totally distinct universes, and knowing which one to live in, well, that's everything. This right here breaks the whole game down. On one side, you've got your contingency firms. They get paid only when they fill a role, and they're usually competing with a bunch of other firms to do it. It's a volume game mostly for non-executive jobs. But then, you have retained firms. A company pays them a hefty fee up front, a retainer, to conduct an exclusive search for a top-tier executive. They're trusted advisors to the board, to the CEO. You see the difference? One is basically transactional, the other is deeply strategic. So here's the absolute bottom line. As an executive, your time, your focus, all of your energy, it has to be pointed exclusively at the retained search world. Period. These are the firms, the only firms, handling the senior leadership roles you're actually aiming for. Any time you spend somewhere else is just a distraction. So now that we know who we need to talk to, let's build the action plan. This next phase is all about creating a super focused target list. And again, this is about surgical precision, not just spraying your profile out to every recruiter you can find on LinkedIn. This number right here, this is your North Star. Your entire outreach strategy is going to be built around a carefully curated list of just 10 to 15 firms. Now, you might be thinking, why so few? Well, because it forces you to do your homework. It forces you to be selective and to focus your precious time only on the firms that are the real power players in your specific corner of the world. And you're not just pulling these 10 to 15 names out of a hat. The key is to identify the true specialists. You're looking for the senior partners at firms who have a deep, proven track record, not just in your industry like tech or healthcare, but also in your specific function, whether you're a CFO, a CTO, or a head of sales. Okay, you've got your list. It's highly curated, it's targeted, it's perfect. Now comes the most critical part. Making contact. How you actually engage with these senior partners will literally determine whether you start a powerful relationship or just get ignored. You've basically got two paths forward here. Path number one, which is by far the most effective, is getting a warm introduction through your existing network. Path number two is a very carefully planned direct outreach. We're going to make path one the absolute priority, but we'll have path two ready in our back pocket just in case. This right here is why your network is your single most valuable career asset. An introduction from a trusted contact, maybe a former colleague, a board member a mentor, it instantly elevates you above all the noise. It just bypasses the clutter and gives you immediate credibility with a senior partner who's probably getting hundreds of cold emails a day. So whether your contact comes through a warm intro or you're going in direct, that first message, it's a test. You really only get one chance to make that first impression, and you have to nail it. There are very clear rules of engagement here. Your outreach has to be three things. First, it's got to be short and respectful of their time. These people are busy. Second, it needs to be a concise introduction to your background. Think your highlight reel, not your life story. And third, a clear, forward-looking statement about what you're aiming for next. This shows them you're strategic and you know what you want. And now, for the single biggest mistake that so many executives make. The source material is incredibly clear on this. Whatever you do, do not just attach your resume to an email and hit send. This is what's known in the industry as a resume dump. And why is that so bad? Well, think about what it signals. It screams that you haven't done your homework and you're just blasting your info out to anyone and everyone. It's transactional, it's not strategic, and the result is totally predictable. It's a complete waste of your time, it's a waste of theirs, and your email is going straight to the delete folder. Okay, so we've covered the landscape, the strategy, the execution. Let's distill all of this down into a simple, powerful playbook that you can literally put into action the second this is over. Here it is, your 4-SIP C-Suite playbook. Number 1, ignore all the noise and focus exclusively on retained search firms. Number 2, build that precise, targeted list of 10 to 15 specialists who live and breathe your world. Number 3, and this is the big one, always prioritize getting a warm introduction through your network. And finally, number 4, when you do reach out, make sure that message is concise, strategic, and never, ever a resume dump. You know, this whole strategy really hinges on 2 things, relationships and credibility. Which brings us to the final and maybe most critical question you should be asking yourself right now. When it's time to make that call for an introduction, is your network strong enough, and is it ready to go to bat for you? Because the preparation for your next big move, it starts today.